Alrighty, guys, let's go over this NBA slate. First off, though, if you're from the YouTube side of things, please come over to this subreddit, DFS Sports, where I make posts for NFL, NBA, pretty much every day. Making my video now for today, a little bit late here, but so yeah, I'll have this video up in a minute. Ask me whatever you want. I'll always answer your questions. You can message me on Reddit or you can message me on Twitter. Either or, doesn't matter. I'll always respond to you at Tori Langley 1992. So, gonna make this quick, but we can take a look back at my lineups from the past few nights since I didn't make a video for last night and the night before. So, we'll go over my lineups. So, this was last night. The core that I had for this slate, I forget what I had. What did I have? Miles Turner, Scotty Barnes, Jason Tatum, and I want to say Marcus Smart. Either Smart, or Derek White, one or the other. But absolutely smashed. Rounded out my lineup with Jaden Ivey, Derek White, Smart, whichever one I didn't have core. Thaddeus Young and Jalen Green. It's a really good night there last night. The night before that, was this the night before that? I think it might have been. I'm not sure. But campaign: Jaden Ivey, Chime Okeke, Bobby Portis, Domantas Sabonis, Javon Carter, Saddiq Bey, Russell Westbrook. Good night there. Another good night here. Went Luka Doncic, Spencer Dinwiddie, Will Barton, Rui Hachimura, Daniel Gafford, Anthony Simons, Denny Avdija, Bam Adebayo. So I haven't missed a cash since I've been back from the hospital. So it's been pretty good. So hopefully we can continue that for today. We'll go over this pretty quick though. So Minnesota at Cleveland is a tough spot here for Minnesota. Cleveland 25th in pace and second defensive rating. So not much stands out to me on the Minnesota side. Like Cat, Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, D'Angelo Russell, they're all in play for tournaments, but they're just so frustrating to roster with how they split the usage. Like they're so frustrating to roster. Cat, Anthony Edwards, probably my favorite point per dollar. I don't have a lean on which I like more, especially if you consider the tough matchup. Just not much really stands out to me. They're just GPP plays. Jaden McDaniels has the ceiling if he can just stay out of foul trouble. Dude's always in foul trouble, but he's a very good rebounder, good defender, okay offensively. I don't hate it. I think he's a fine value, but if you're going to play him, just be prepared that he is always in foul trouble. And then Kyle Anderson, I'll mention at 4.3K. Hold on, let me shut my door. Excuse me. Kyle Anderson is playable value. He'll probably play over 20 minutes. Not a terrible point per minute guy. A guy that can pretty much do everything. It is a tough matchup though, but I think he's playable for value for sure. Excuse me. Outside of that, I don't think I'm going to get to anyone else. I think that's it probably for Minnesota. And on to the Cleveland side of things. So Minnesota, it's a good spot here. Minnesota, 4th in pace, 16th in defensive rating. So we're going to have to keep an eye on Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen news. I want to pull up the depth chart. Okay. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. If Mitchell and Jared Allen are in, I don't really think they're standouts to me. I think Garland still looks good. I think Garland's a little bit underpriced. I don't like the spot for Jared Allen. I don't like the spot for Mobley, but I think both are playable. Kevin Love always has a ceiling. Always in play for GPPs for me. And then I'm probably not going to get to anyone else, but if they're both out, then yeah, Garland's going to look really good. He's going to have to do everything for this team. Going to have insane usage rate with no Mitchell. He would look really good. Caris LeVert at 6.1K is going to look like a very good option as well. Evan Mobley is going to look good at 6K with no Jared Allen. That would just be too cheap. Kevin Love probably plays more. I think he'd be a fine option. Chetty Osman will probably gain minutes at 3.2K. I think he'd be a decent value play. So This Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen news is extremely, extremely important. So we're going to have to monitor that. On to the Memphis side of things. So we know what to do here. I don't think I have to go over this, but we'll go over it anyway. Wizards 24th in pace and 19th in defensive ratings. We'll go over it anyway. John Morant, Desmond Bane, Darren Jackson Jr. all expected to be out. I don't know. What do you want me to say? Dylan Brooks, 5.5K, going to shoot the ball a million times. He looks phenomenal. Steven Adams, 5.3K. Doesn't really get a boost, but he looks like a very good play at 5.3K. Santi Aldama, 4.6K. Looks like a very good value. Tyus Jones is an absolute must for me at 3.6K. I don't know what they're doing there. John Conchar, very, very good value play. So I don't understand. I absolutely love pretty much the whole starting five for the Grizzlies that they're going to run out there. And then you can consider a guy like Kennedy Chandler, who will probably play the backup point at the flat min, who's not a terrible point per minute guy. I don't hate that. Laravia will probably get run. So a lot to like with Memphis. I think everyone on pretty much their whole starting five just looks absolutely phenomenal. And Tyus Jones is just an absolute must for me. Can't cover pace defensive rating with their whole team out, but Bradley Beal out, obviously. So Porzingis, Kuzma, I think both are solid options. Both aren't standout plays to me, but I think both are solid at their respective prices. Monte Morris has been just god awful. Just a contrarian play for me. Goodwin's been getting more run of late. Still just a GPP play, but he's not a terrible point per minute guy either. Rui, Barton, Denny, this grouping. Probably Denny my favorite. He's played 30 minutes over the past 2 games. Good rebounder, guy can shoot threes. I don't hate it. Good spot against Memphis as well. If we're going to get over 30 minutes of Denny at $4,000, I think he's definitely a pretty good value play. And then I think that's it for Washington. On to the Utah side of things. So, Philadelphia, 28th in pace. Sixers need to play faster, man. They play too slow. They would be so much better if they just played faster. 9th in defensive rating. So not many standouts on the Utah side of things. Like, it's a tough spot here. Markkanen has been phenomenal this season, but I think that price tag is about right. I think Clarkson's priced about right. I think Conley's priced about right. I don't like the spot here against Olynyk, so not going to go there. Jared Vanderbilt at 4.9K. Don't like the spot either. Just contrarian play for me. Sexton been losing minutes of late. Hard to really go there for me. I will mention Malik Beasley, who's played 29 and 29 minutes the past 2 games. He'll be productive when he's on the court. But just a contrarian value play that I thought I'd mention. THT not playing enough for me to go there. And I think that's it for Utah. On to the Philadelphia side of things. So, Utah, 11th in pace. That's a lot faster. And 11th in defensive rating. That's kind of not what I expected for them. But Joel Embiid at the top, 11.11K. Should absolutely feast up against Kelly Olynyk. I don't think I'd rank him as one of my top spenders on the slate, but I think he looks very, very good. Really love the spot for him. James Harden's still going to be out, so I think Maxey, Tobias Harris, D'Anthony Melton all look like very solid plays as well. Off the bench, they're running such a tight rotation. I can't really get to anyone off the bench, so I'm mainly just looking to the starters here for the Sixers. Good spot here for Denver. The Bulls, 10th in pace, 5th in defensive rating. So, Jokic isn't going to rank top spender for me. I don't know what they're doing with his minutes. I don't understand it. Plus, you have Murray. You have MPJ back, which definitely hurts his ceiling. I never thought I'd say this, but Jokic is just a contrarian spender for me, honestly. I never thought there would be a world and a way where I would say Jokic is a contrarian spender for me. But I love the spot for him. Obviously, it's Jokic. He's always firmly in play. Murray, MPJ, Gordon, they're all just there for me. I'm not going to go out of my way to play either of them. I think if I had my favorite, it'd probably be Murray, but just be careful. He has gotten benched in the past for playing bad. So just be careful with that, but Murray would definitely be my favorite secondary play on Denver. Bones Highland is out, so you're going to get backup point run for Bruce Brown. Now, he's not going to play 37 minutes again, but I'd probably expect over 20, 25-ish minutes for Bruce Brown at 4.8K. I think he's a fine value. Might go a little bit over-owned after the last game, but I definitely think he's a fine value play. I wouldn't hate it if you went to him. Onto the Bulls side. Denver. Where is Denver? Denver. 9th in pace. And 25th in defensive rating. So, same thing like with the Bulls. Like, it's the same thing with Minnesota. Like, I hate this team so much. Like, they all just eat into each other's usage. DeRozan's having a bad year. I don't like the spot for Vooch. Zach LaVine seems appropriately priced. Ayo Dosunmu's losing minutes. Really hard for me to get to anyone on the Bulls right now. I will say Goran Dragic has been gaining minutes of late. If we're going to get 25 plus minutes of Goran Dragic at sub 4K, I do like him quite a bit for value. But outside of that, just nothing on the Bulls side for me. And on to the 2 late night hammers, which I think look like 2 of the better games on the slate. 2 teams that both play fast, 2 teams that don't play defense, or 4 teams, sorry. So, good spot here for the Warriors, good spot here for Sacramento, good spot here for Brooklyn, good spot here for the Lakers. 4 teams that don't play defense, 4 teams that play super fast. Sign me up for these games. I think Steph Curry at 10.2K looks great. Playing huge minutes. His peripheral stats are up this year. He has just been absolutely phenomenal. Now he's a good spot up against the Sacramento Kings. Every time Curry plays the Kings, I'm pretty sure he goes off. So, yeah, I think Curry looks really good today. They are playing a much tighter rotation of late. Like, Andrew Wiggins is playing close to 40 minutes a game. I think he's a very safe option at 6.9K. Jordan Poole at 5.7K, just a contrarian play from me. I think Draymond Green's a solid play at 5.6K too. They want to give him more minutes, and they have been. They've been playing him over 30 minutes a game, and at 5.6K, that price tag is just too cheap for his minutes right now. So I do like Draymond Green quite a bit. I think Clay's firmly in play. I think Kevon Looney at 4.4K is firmly in play for value. Minutes-wise, probably plays over 20. Could play more, especially like the matchup up against Sacramento as well. I don't hate Looney for value. So, yeah, definitely a lot to like with the Warriors today and a lot to like with Sacramento. So, Sabonis Fox, I like the spot here for both of them, too. I think both look good. I don't have a lean on which I like more, but if Sabonis can just stay out of foul trouble, maybe I give a lean to Sabonis, but love both Fox, Sabonis today. I think Herter, Barnes are both fine value plays. I think Malik Monk's a fine value play. Lost minutes last game, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm pretty sure he probably goes back to playing over 25 minutes, making him a pretty good value play. And then I don't really think I'm getting to anyone else on Sacramento. Onto the Brooklyn side of things. So no Kyrie Irving. I think Kevin Durant looks great in a really good spot up against the Lakers. I think Claxton looks good at 6.1K too. They want to give this guy minutes. He's been producing. Has double-double upside. So like the 2 main guys here for the Brooklyn Nets. Ben Simmons, God, has this guy been awful. I can't do it. Royce O'Neal, very safe, playing huge minutes. Been surprisingly very good this year. I don't hate Royce, and I don't really think I'm getting to anyone else. So we'll say Edmund Sumner at 3.7K I think is playable, but I don't really think we need to do it on this slate. And then on to the Lakers. LeBron James, doubtful. Anthony Davis, I believe, will play. So Anthony Davis sits up 10K up against Brooklyn. I think it looks great. I don't understand the price here, so love AD. I think Westbrook looks really good at 7.7K too with no LeBron James. Liked both the main guys here for the Lakers. I think Lonnie Walker's a solid play at 5.1K. They're going to need his offense out there. Reeves, I think, is a fine option. Bev's a fine option. Troy Brown's a fine option. If I had to rank these like 3 guys right here, probably would go Reeves, Bev, Troy Brown. And then Lonnie Walker above them. But yeah, hope you guys had a good night. I hope this helped, and let's crush today.